Hi there, I am the Fairy Frog Queen, or Cup of Lavender Grey, like the tea, and I am back with another Pick a Pile 3 card reading. And today I wanted to ask about what needs to be released this spring. I've been feeling very seasonal affective disorder, welcoming in regular depression after kicking seasonal depression out. Anyway, I want to look at what needs to be released this spring, and I am open to looking at in order to make room for romance. We'll see what the cards say, and anyway, let's get into it. So we're going to get into our pile selection. If you are new to this sort of tarot reading or tarot readings in general, no worries. It's really easy. All you have to do is pick which pile you're drawn to, what looks the coolest. You can go off vibes, you can go off colors, you can go off the coins I have in front of them. And if you get into a reading and nothing is resonating, that's totally fine. Just pick a different one or click onto another video if you're looking for messages. I will go through the coins and then you can scroll down and pick the timestamp for the start of your reading. So, pile number 1 has the Dreadnought coin. Dreadnought, the bite Pokemon. And I don't know. With the Modern Witch Tarot, let me know if you get that reference. If not, never mind. Pile 2 has the Alolan Ninetales coin and the Star Spinner Tarot. And pile 3 has this Sobble coin with the Fairy Tarot. And here we go. Hi there, pile 1. If you chose this Dreadnought coin and the Modern Witch Tarot, this is your pile. Before we get into the tarot, I want to look at some oracle cards. We've got Potential, number 30, Himalayan Blue Poppy. And this is for an energy check of what's going on, see if you relate to the pile. We have Doubt and Indecision. We have Lover's Embrace with Sapphire Blue. Sorry, I just hit my mic. And the Game of Love, number 5, again with that blue sea. So I wonder if the color blue or blue stones like lapis lazuli or sapphire are important to you. It's also the throat chakra. So perhaps there's a lot of truth that is needing to escape. We've got Library, Take Control of Your Own Narrative, number 22. The 222 angel number, as far as I can tell, means you're on the right path. And then the number 2 in tarot represents duality or duels or two things existing at once, opposites, rivalry. All right, 43 is Spaceship. Don't be afraid to sing. A bit of affirmation for telling that truth that needs to come out. Morning, the world awaits you. Some more blue sea, also the element of water, maybe some water signs, which is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. You don't have to have these signs, but you might, and you might relate to it. And number 14, Thorns, Weave Together the Crown You Deserve. Okay, I actually kind of want to get into the cards right away. Ooh, I love this energy. There's just this comfortable, cozy blue, swaying with the waves energy. So I wonder if you are a Scorpio or a water sign or just someone who is very comfortable going with the flow. You might be called lazy, but I think you just like taking it slow. Oh, the Devil, for what needs to be released. Okay, which is traps that you've put yourself in. So take control of your own narrative. The world awaits you. Love's embrace. Perhaps it is an old fling or an old flame or something that you need to let go of, old memories or nostalgia. I'm getting Lana Del Rey vibes. I feel like she has quite a few songs that have blue in the title, Blue Jeans, or reference blue in her lyrics. Also, Nanette by Hannah Gadsby on Netflix. She has a whole bit talking about the color blue and doing wordplay with it. So you can look that up if you like. We've got Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I think you're keeping a lot to yourself, or you're finding that you're just like miscommunicating. This is a blue goldstone, by the way, with cobalt in it. Sorry, I feel like I got way too close to the camera there. Three of Pentacles, something to do with work or your career, teamwork. The imagery is about like your physical health or body positivity as well. So maybe like maybe you learned growing up. I feel like this is like you or your present situation, and the devil is such like a scary card, obviously. Like we have like so much like hell imagery and like Judeo-Christian imagery about like how it's evil, and like it is like the shadow and temptation into like things that aren't good for you. But the thing is, it's like it's completely within your control. Like usually the chains are like here, they're like really close, they're within arm's reach, and usually, or like the key is like somewhere on the card. So it's like not, unless like you really feel like there's like a dark energy or someone in your life that is holding you down. I feel like it's just like, it's not all in your head, but it's not, it feels very temporary. It's not like, let me see, hold on, we'll get there. Queen of Swords. So Knight of Swords and Queen of Swords. Let's get a clarifier for the devil. Five of Cups. Okay. You are not as unlovable as you think. You are nowhere near unlovable. You're so smart and like creative and like, I want to say juicy, like peach. Like you can be the juiciest, ripest peach in the world, and there's still gonna be someone who doesn't like peaches. I like saying there's going to be someone who's still allergic to peaches. And it's like, well, that's not your fault. But like whatever romance or emotional turmoil in the past, like it is spring for me in the Northern Hemisphere, which is a time of ice melting and water running, rain happening. So letting emotions flow and crying and letting them out, moving your body, maybe dancing, ritual dancing might be good for you. We've got, let's see, clarifier for Knight of Swords is this Two of Cups. So maybe you're really afraid to communicate with perhaps a new person, a new love connection in your life, and you're really like nervous and worried about coming off the wrong way of like, or just like, yeah, coming off the wrong way. Maybe miscommunications have happened to you in the past and you feel like that's really trapped you or held you down, or like people have misconstrued what you're saying. People might have even told lies about you, or at least like told their very skewed perception. I don't know if that's right. That's really specific. Hold on. All right. Three of Pentacles. Five of Swords. Okay. So maybe at work, or you are around an environment with a lot of judgment, a lot of social norms that are very deceptive or like dysfunctional, and I feel like other people might be giving you advice that is like based off of their own life and might not actually be good for you, like giving you advice based off jealousy or doubt, or like an underlying scheme is what I want to say. But that's so like, I don't want, like, if you struggle with like paranoia, I don't want you to like have a meltdown about like people talking behind your back at work. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal, which is kind of what the Five of Swords, and honestly like the swords line in general, because with the Ten of Swords it ends with like a bunch of swords in the person. And it's this like idea, this through line of an idea that is not necessary, or not necessarily the most intelligent. Like if you're in your head all the time, like we can get confused, like, and it's hard to psych ourselves, right? So I say this a lot, but like therapy is for everyone. Like everyone deserves therapy. So if you aren't having a professional help guide you through life in some capacity, and you can make that resource available to you, like maybe you should, I don't know. Okay, Queen of Swords. Everything is fine. Okay, this is the signifier card, but it is the 10 of Swords, I believe. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So it's in reverse, though, which I would take to mean like, oh yeah, okay, Queen of Swords. Maybe in back of the deck we got Knight of Wands in reverse, which makes me think you do have a crush and you do want to go after it, but you're like not sure how to do it. And I'll admit, I was raised with really, really heavy Catholic imagery all over my life, everywhere I looked. And I don't like looking at the devil. I'll be honest. I don't like looking at goats either. Like, I don't like that. Sorry if you like goats. I think baby goats are cute. It's their weird eyes. Anyway, I'm procrastinating I'm vamping as I try to get my cards in line. And I'm realizing that I kind of hate how that looks now. Hopefully you can even like read it. Okay. So, yes. We've got the Queen of Swords. I think you're very good with your words. I think you're a very intellectual person, and I think you might thrive with written communication. Maybe that's part of like your career or your workspace is, or maybe that's something you pride yourself in or others notice about you, is that you are very intelligent with your communication skills, which is awesome, especially in like a fast-paced or stressful environment or a position where you're in charge of other people, and or like maybe you're in the middle and you relay messages to others. I'm thinking of like, this is very specific. If you've ever worked in food service, like the part of the job where you're running up, relaying tickets from like the register to the kitchen, and like that space where you're like carrying messages that it's very important to get right, but with everything is fine, or 10 of Swords. I almost said everything of fine. Okay. The 10 of Swords in reverse, trying to be released, is releasing. I think you're picking out like thorns, the thought patterns that beat yourself down from this like revelation in the past. Like, I really do feel like this is the past holding you down. And I don't think, like, you need to let it hold you down very much. Why am I so uncomfortable with this card? We'll just turn it around for now, I guess. But we know it's there. It's like the shadow where you don't like looking at it. That's why it's in the shadow. And I just did a shadow reading. If this card is also very drawn to you. Let me actually read what the book says, because why we don't like our shadow a lot of times is like it's a fear of the unknown, or we don't think other people will like it, almost like Mimikyu under his little costume because he's like so afraid of people seeing the real him. But like Mimikyu's a ghost Pokemon and you're a person, like the real you isn't actually going to curse the scientists that look at you, and I don't think Mimikyu would actually curse you if like you were friends with him. Okay. Unhealthy habits and desires can consume and control us. The devil has tempted and captured us with their false promises of wealth, power, and pleasure. The upside down pentacle, symbol of dark magic, in some cases it's also a symbol of protection, adorns their forehead. They raise one hand in an assurance of knowledge, and the other hand holds a torch pointing at the earth and all physical things. We are blind to our chains. The devil has so skillfully misled us into their intoxicating realm. So it's like, do you hear how unnecessary this connection to this nastiness is? It's just so like, you don't even need to be here. Maybe some banishment is necessary. That's black tourmaline. Money, sex, power, status, pleasure. You've become obsessed with superficial and fleeting desires, and it's led you down an unhealthy path. You might feel guilt and shame as you let these impulses control you. Okay, you're witnessing something right now for me, because obviously I don't think you should be hurting yourself or other people. I think that exploring money, sex, power, pleasure, in order to be able to live the life you want to live, and I am a queer artist. You are listening to a reading from a queer perspective, and I have heard my pursuit of liberty, the pursuit of happiness, of life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, as demonic. I have heard, homosexual, lesbian, and gay, all those words used in the same sentence as sin, hell, devil, demonic, and it's so unhealthy. Like, I am ripping up this devil card and in my deck. I don't have another one. I don't ever want this to come up again in that, like, my pursuit of pleasure and yours, because I am speaking to an LGBT audience and I am speaking to trans youth. I am speaking to you. Even if you're not in the LGBT community, you have people in your life you love that are, and you need to listen to us. I am not the devil. You are not the devil. Your attraction is not the devil. Your sexuality is not of the devil. Whoever told you that is wrong. Whoever told you that is very well a Catholic adult, probably a Catholic Republican adult. And why the fuck would you ever listen to them? I was thinking this morning in the shower that, like, all my choir teachers, like all my music teachers, were really bad at their jobs, and I, like, really judged myself off like my musical intellect, or like things they had said to me stuck with me. But now looking back, I'm 27 and I've done so much therapy and, like, unlearning of all this crap that, like, why actually that was like a weird Catholic adult talking to me, a teenager. Why would I listen to them? So, with the disclaimer of not putting yourself in actual real life danger or gambling or, like, anything that's gonna, like, drain your money or, like, put you in any sort of harm's way or threat of that, don't do that. Please. I am not a professional. I'm doing this for fun, for entertainment on YouTube, and so are you. But, like, throw this devil card away. Like, that was how easy it was. Like, all love and light to the person who made this book and wrote that. That was the message they wanted to send, and this is the message I'm telling you. That, like, rip this up, rip this ideology up. You can reclaim the horns if that feels good to you. Or you can just, like, just choose to be like, oh, what a funny dude with horns. Or, like, what a funny guy people made up to be afraid of, And, like, you deserve life, more life prior from perestroika. Okay, I need to go recycle this and come back because I want to clear this and give you something else. Because once we release that, we want to plant new seeds in your fresh, damp soil. Sorry for saying that. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna move your oracles out of the way and maybe do a little selenite cleanse around this space. My forehead. Woohoo. Okay. Do you like my selenite wands? I got them after many years of watching Maria Gentle Whispering use these. And I finally got some and I was like, it's happening. My dream, it's becoming complete. But I want to ask the universe and your highest guidance for love, light, and, I don't know, eternal happiness. Everything is beautiful, nothing hurts. I want to ask the universe, your loving spirit guides, what should be planted once this has been released? All right. I don't like that. We're gonna try again. Watch it, like, the same exact card come out too, because I wanted a signifier for you, and that card is not a very, like, character card. Although if it comes out again, we'll just take it as is. I'll probably look up the meaning. Let's see. Thank you. All right. We got 5 of Swords in reverse, releasing conflict, releasing how mean you are to yourself. All right. Past, we've got 3 of Pentacles upright, that, like, weird gossip culture, that, like, weird work culture that, like, isn't good for you anyway. Look at this. It's all the same cards. Hate when that happens. All right. Present, we are releasing these dangerous thoughts. Okay, and then in the future, you're going to embody this Queen of Swords archetype that you know you already are. We've got the Seven of Wands in reverse as advice, and Justice up top. Look at that with the equality sign. So if you resonate with my messages earlier, please let me know, because I like you deserve this. Like, I think you're gonna come out on top, and I'm feeling so much like catharsis in my chest. I hope you're feeling a lot of release and relief as well, and know that like this is not only you, but it is like the divine universe guiding you and is like looking out for you. You know, like the like whole it just gets worse and then you die, like life sucks then you die, like if you're queer, that's not true. And if you're straight, that's not true. Like, it shouldn't be true for anybody. But like, I think this like loving divine guidance is like overshadowing you, like looking out for you, and is like the overarching view of like, nah, like you deserve something good. All right. Like, I feel like this is just like the people in your corner, like the spirit guides, or just like the flow of time. I just feel like it's on your side, you know? Does that make sense? All right. An underlying situation, we have got Seven of Cups in reverse. All right, let's take a look at this imagery. It looks like all these cups are filled with like different parts, different symbols, like different parts of your life, what they might represent for you. I'm really being drawn to the money one. So maybe the way you sustain yourself is going to change, or needs to change, and to allow an abundance of wealth through. Power to the people. Worker sees the means of protection. Unionize. Sorry for saying it like that, but I'm very serious about it. We've got the snake representing Lilith, as always, the Garden of Eden, showing Eve that she does not have to be submissive to the patriarchy, as well as allowing her to follow her temptations into a deeper understanding of life, of existence. Okay. We've got love and romance with this deep red rose. That's what I'm getting. Like, this looks like a Christmas wreath to me. And this feels like the Sacred Heart from my imagery. And then we got a tornado, which is very Wizard of Oz of us. So that was in reverse as well. So maybe the way you're viewing is shifting. Okay. And then, yeah, back of the deck, we have Four of Wands, which is a celebration. And at the top here, we've got, I guess this is mid-deck. I like cut it and started pulling from there. But Four of Wands, a celebration. Beltane or Bialtana. I've seen it spelled out as Bialtana. So if you know the correct pronunciation, please let me know down below. Please type it phonetically for me. Please. Okay. But these are like maypoles with like the garland, the wreath around them. This could be, oh, whoops, over here could be like pagan wreath, as it is for me. This is hanging out with friends. We've got the city in the back. They're taking a break from the hustle and bustle of life and walking into the foliage. So whatever festival means to you, do it. Okay. And then we've got Eight of Wands, which is you charging straight into battle with your cool Spider-Man mask helmet on your motorcycle. Okay. I'm gonna put you, no, I'm not. That was a lie. You're gonna go down here. I know it's not exactly where you want to be. Fine. You know, sometimes it's like that. Maybe I'll put you there. We turned you out right side up. That's okay. Okay. Anything else? Knight of Swords in reverse. Releasing that, releasing all that negative self-talk. I feel like I'm at the point where I'm going to be repeating myself a lot. So we'll move on to the like energy check-in, like affirmation section in a bit. Two of Cups, that romantic connection is coming up, is healthy. Like, in order for you to maintain, like, or even just like start and like nurture the sprout, the seedling of a romantic connection, you are, because you have to by requirement, release all this negative self-talk, because like you need to make room for that love and romance. Okay. And the Chariot in reverse. Okay, you might be used to stopping and starting and stopping and going a lot, like a very like stuck in traffic kind of thing. Maybe travel is not very easy for you at this time. I mean, it's summer, it's construction everywhere in the Midwest, but uh, there might be a bit of frustration there. And the tower in reverse, all that trauma and grief and desolation is just washing off your back like water droplets, like water. Just when maybe standing out in the rain if it's not too cold, or collecting rainwater or storm water might be good for you. Um, just having this card in reverse come up after that reading we had is just like so good. And I know it looks like it spells disaster, but in reverse actually does mean disaster averted. And like I said, like the release of trauma and guilt. Four of Pentacles, a bit of stability after that. So that's what we're trying to get to, is that balance. So we're not quite there yet. This is a bit in the future. And the back of the deck is the Hanged One. You might find yourself meditating a lot, maybe doing yoga, especially poses that are inversions or whatever fitness feels good for you. You might be going upside down a lot. And I'll put you over here. What a beautiful little spread, you guys. All right, do we have any questions for the book? Maybe the Chariot is kind of what I want to look at. All right. That one was over here in the side pile. You can't see because it's sort of like over here, the cards I just pulled are kind of like more future-y, while this is where you are in the present state of things. Okay, Chariot. She rules everything around her. The Chariot rides in on a silver gleaming motorcycle ready for battle. She's got her leather armor to protect her. Her crown points toward the sky and she's connected to nature. If you don't own a crown, you should. Like buy yourself one of those cheap ones off of AliExpress. Or like, I don't know if they have dollar store crowns, but like something that you can put on your head that feels like a crown. Might be just a dandelion from outside, but I think you deserve that. And a dandelion would be yellow, which would connect to your solar plexus, which is all about confidence, and you connect up to your crown chakra. You know what I mean? Okay. Anyway. Okay. Her crown points towards the sky, and she's connected to nature, to her emotions, and to the stable ground beneath her. Yes, that is exactly where we want to be, and where you are heading toward. Like where you're gonna be, because look at all the work you're doing to get there. I'm so proud of you. The Chariot has worked hard. Exactly. Oh my God. The Chariot has worked hard to balance everything in her life perfectly, especially in its right place and under her control. Oh, everything is in its right place and under her control. Victory might not be easy, but she'll win in the end. It's time to be a boss and get shit done. Metaphorically or literally, put on your most badass leather jacket or crown and toughest boots and get ready to fight. Fight for yourself. Don't give up. Don't let anyone run you off the road. It's probably going to take a bit of force and mental energy, but you're confident, you're powerful, you've prepared for this. Victory is yours. All right. And I feel like you are really having this like victory over yourself, like your way of living, of how you see the world. Because if you're mean to yourself all the time, I mean, one, you might be the only one who knows that. Or if other people do, out of anyone, you're the one who's going to be like, oh God, I'm so tired of living this way, right? If anyone knows that it's time for a change, it's probably you. And I'm happy to see that you're like taking the steps toward it, to where you want to be. Look at all this work you're doing. I'm so proud of you. And once again, professional help, I cannot recommend enough, as well as seeking a diagnosis or and like corresponding like prescriptions or medications or treatments. The phrase like diet plan is coming to mind, and not as in like get your perfect summer body, go on a diet and lose weight, but just like what foods you're eating. Like you might not know you have an allergy to something, or like an intolerance to like gluten or something that's like innocuous and in everything. So maybe contacting a dietitian or doing research about nutrition. What are you? Four of Pentacles. Okay, that's the thing that is coming soon. Ace of Cups, a releasing of jealousy, of negativity, of like a false starts, or of like missed fresh starts. Yeah, I feel like you might be crying a lot, and that's okay. I cry a lot too. Thank you. Thank you, Modern Witch Tarot. You're giving me everything I have ever needed. Look at this. Perfect. You are a badass being, full of life, love, and possibilities. Through this deck, may you find a path to your best self. And our very last thing, this is a treat for you if you've watched all the way to this. Oh, you're not what I want. I brought out all of my sleeved Pokemon cards. So they're all the cool, rare ones that are all hollow. I thought I'd pull some badass Pokemon for you to look at the end. And I did sort some of my Pokemon cards into Tarot, the Minor Arcana. This is Q, and then Venus, which would be Queen of Wands. Which is Altaria. Oh my god. Okay, beautiful. She's flying. She's dragon type. Evolves from Swablu. I evolved a Swablu for the first time through Pokemon Go, and it was one that's like the 400 candies, like Gyarados. She's got Tempting Tune, so she's a singer. Maybe if you like music, it's time to tune your instrument, maybe flute around a little. Okay, ability Tempting Tune. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, shuffle your deck, then put that card on top of it. These are your friends. Reach out to your friends, your supporters, the people that are gonna pull through for you. Your ride or dies. All right. Like, I love Pokemon because it's all about making friends, right? All right. And then Glide. Going with the flow, smooth sailing. Again, dragon type, which is very cool. Very, very, very cool. We've got Samurott, water type. And this is the third evolution of the starter Pokemon, Oshawott, the little otter guy. The water starter, so you are in control of things. This is like King of Cups, this is Emperor energy, and then water, like I said before, like Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. We've got shell armor, so like I do not think you're a baby. Like, you are a baddie, you've got tough skin, and it does take a lot to bring you down. Like, it does take a lot for people to puncture your armor, and the only like real damage is coming from inside the house. But you are well on your way to taking care of that. All right, shell armor. This Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. That is huge. All right, Aqua Wash. You may put 2 energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. You going with the flow and you being in your emotional truth is washing off of you in waves and might be affecting the people in your life in a way that like you don't even notice. Like, you might be part of the reason your work environment is like, you might be very cleansing. Like, you might cleanse out a weird, bad, judgy culture just like by being who you are and speaking your truth. Okay. And last one, 10 of Pentacles. Greedent VMAX. I love this guy. I love this guy so much. We got the full art. These are the Arceus, like, it came with the Elite Trainer box sleeves, so they're a bit frosted, but hopefully you can still see the Prisma shine. Greedent VMAX, he's a big squirrel. He's an evolved form, so he's at his biggest, strongest, and most powerful. This is also Emperor or Empress energy, just like being able to provide for yourself and your friends. His name is Greedent. It's a bit of greed, but like, and you know, squirrel energy, they're always like hiding nuts for their hoard, like, or hamsters, like rodents in general. I am the mouse princess and I squeak for the meese. Rodents are very special to me personally, and it is the year of the rabbit. So rodent imagery might just like remind you to, one, take yourself a little less seriously, and two, enjoy the finer things in life. It's Taurus season right now. This is Taurus energy. I am a Taurus and I approve this message. And I think the last one I want to pull, it's non-hollow, but it's one of my favorite cards, and he is a rare, is Sawsbuck. This is his winter morph. He evolves from Deerling, and this is like, he's like leaping away because this is your seasonal affective disorder, your seasonal depression, making room for summer and regular depression when it's too hot outside. But okay, I love you so much. Thank you so much for listening to my reading. I'm like beaming ear to ear because you got like such cool Pokemon. But like, I want you to remember that like, you're cool Pokemon. Like, you'd be a cool, evolved, dope ass Pokemon or Pokemon trainer with these guys. This is not a bad team. We've got Flying Dragon, we have Water. He also learns a lot of dark moves, if I'm remembering correctly. We've got a really strong normal type tank. And I really love normal types because of all the status effect moves they can learn. I love a sing. I'm one of those guys. And we have a grass type, a grass normal, so a little bit weak to fighting. You might want to get a fairy or something, or a psychic type. Let's see what the next Pokemon card is. It's another dragon. It's Zygarde, so that's okay. You don't have to be a super balanced trainer. Anyway, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Feel free to comment down below if anything resonated with you so I know I'm not batshit crazy. And leave a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Bye. Hi there, Pile 2. If you chose this Alolan Ninetales coin and the Star Spinner Tarot, then this reading is for you. Before we get into your tarot, actually, I want to do an energy check-in with some oracle cards. Pardon my creaky chair as I get comfy. Just to like give you some correspondences or confirmations if this pile is meant for you, and to give us an overall view of what's going on. So once again, our intention is to be reading for what you need to release this spring. Here we go. Devotion, Red Rose. All right, really holding on to something tightly. And then Power, Queen of the Night. Unrequited Desire. Okay. Ooh, a bit of a strong story coming through here. Potion, remember to practice self-love. Actually, I want you over here. Yeah, okay. And Clover, release your guilt. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me pull up the flowers here, because the devotion and power is what is coming through for me. So we have got, all right, it's Red Rose. Meanings: the opportunity for love, a deepening of love, or even a new romance. Oh, we have some unrequited love that you simply need to let go of. Okay. You may find new healing pathways and a reason to feel comfort and security. Red Rose also offers courage and strength in difficult times. Situations surrounding motherhood and partnerships are indicated, along with the need to take care of yourself. Kindness will be shown to you, and in return you are prompted to be graceful and kind. The challenge is becoming cold or ungrateful, uncaring, and even selfish while not understanding the needs of others. There is a risk of falling in lust rather than love, or losing your heart to the wrong energies, be they romantic or simply passions. Emotional wounds may be resurfacing because you haven't done the work to heal. Okay. Okay. Bit of a confirmation for me where this devotion to the someone or something, I'm assuming it's a romantic connection, and with power here, Queen of the Night, I just really feel like I'm actually gonna right. So we have a very feminine energy. I am feeling, I want to say selfish, with love and light. I feel like there is a lot of bloviating on your end, of perhaps a righteous fury of someone not liking you back, or not loving you back, or not giving as much as you think they should be. And I feel like you are someone who is very dominant. Usually in how you view the world, you're used to sort of manipulating things to get your way. Maybe a tit narcissistic. All right, I'm gonna pull out your tarot now. I'm gonna move these energy cards because we're not quite there yet. So can we get some specificity on power and devotion? Red Rose. Very tense. I think you're very tense, and like this like anger and righteousness is not a facade, because a bit of a facade. of like bitterness, because underneath is, of course, like the very soft, feminine, youthful desire to be loved and to love in return. And you might be very angry that it's just not the right time yet, or not the right person, or maybe you thought it was the right person. Maybe you are monogamous and you're looking for like the one. All right. Queen of Chalices. Okay, so this does sort of represent the fact that you have done lots of emotional work on yourself. So I do want to congratulate you for that, or commend you on it. Although if you are someone just like with big emotions, with a huge heart, you can take that as correspondence of just like validation of like, yes, I do feel everything so intensely. And that's okay. Although you can, if you need help with your big intense emotions, as I often do, I recommend therapy and, you know, professional help where you can get medications or diagnosis or the treatment that you deserve. The Hermit. All right. I think you're very tired of being alone, but you still have work to do with this, because the Hermit with this lantern is all about enlightenment and like the truths you find when you are alone, because some things we can only work through by ourselves, and you have to really tell the truth to yourself. And especially when it comes to looking for love, you have to be truthful and honest with what you want. If you're trying monogamy and you know that it's not working, you have to be honest. Or if you're trying non-monogamy as ethically as it may be and it's not working, you have to admit that too. And it's no shame in trying new things or new ways to form relationships with others. And we try new things to see if they work, and sometimes they do not. I do want to keep these here, actually. Okay. The Nine of Coins. Okay. In reverse. I feel like, and this might be very specific, and take what I say, you know, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I do not know you, and I'm doing this for entertainment. So disclaimer. I should start putting that in my bio, but all right. I think you are someone who, I want to say, fantasizes a lot, but your fantasies might feel like schemes or plots or plans that are for sure going to come true. And I think you might need a bit of a wake-up call when reality is different from what you imagined it to be, where it's like, oh, why aren't you responding the way I want you to? I said the perfect thing, I gave the perfect gift, I scheduled the perfect date, and you still don't like me, so like, what's wrong with you? And like, and of course the underlying question that we don't want to address is like, well, then what's wrong with me, you know? But the truth is sometimes people just don't click, even though they're both like good people, or you're like attracted to certain qualities about the other. Like, if things don't click, they don't click no matter how hard you try, right? All right, we've got Queen of Swords. So 2 queens, Queen of Chalices, Queen of Swords, lots of feminine, lots of, I don't want to, maybe maternal energy. Maybe you are a mother. Maybe you have been married before and you're used to like sort of being the matriarch, or following the footsteps or the roles of the maternal figures in your life. If that is the case and you are unhappy with your life, I would love for you to explore your gender expression. That's all I'm gonna say about it. And we've got King of Swords in reverse. So when you take time by yourself, it's not so that you can go hide in a cave and bully yourself until you've cried out all you can cry, and then you go about your day hating yourself. The time to be alone is to fall in love with yourself and to really understand the world in general, and like why you do the things you do. Like, what are the emotions that you're sailing? What are the waves that you're riding, and where do they come from? And like, how do you speak to yourself? How do you speak to others? Are you honest? Are you kind? Are you truthful? Do you have, yeah, we have Queen, King. So there might be a lot of masculine energy underneath your ego, like who you think you are, which you like, or which is of course like a facet of your personality, and no one is just like one thing. We all have lots of different energies, including masculine and feminine, within us. um but like, just because you are one thing doesn't mean you can't also be another. And so if there is a need or a motive that you're not paying attention to, some just like juicy time with yourself, as if you were like gossiping with a friend. What is the truth, you know? Oh, we have the devil upright, though. We love that. And we've got 4 of chalices on the back of the deck here. I don't know. Where do you want to be? Off the... You're right. Okay. Okay. I actually don't want her yet, I don't think. I'm not sure, though. Okay. Sorry. So maybe some indecision. All right. That's, I think, what I was trying to accomplish, is this line up here. Okay. So... the devil actually came up in pile 1, and I had a very powerful reading about that. Let me look up what Star Spinner says about the devil, because I do like their interpretation of it a lot. So we do have 3 major arcana, and then 3 royals, and then a pretty high-ranking 9 of coins in reverse. So it looks like things are really shaking up. Like, it is intense. I want to validate that for you. Like, it is intense, and it is difficult. It is heavy. I feel like there is, like... I just did a shadow reading recently. If you haven't checked it out, I would recommend it, just to see, like, maybe your own blind spots. Maybe something will stick out to you. If not, no worries. But let's see. We want the devil to see what he has to say. The devil is lots of times... Oh my god, where the fuck? Okay. Okay, let me just read it. All right, upright. The devil is the avatar of compulsion and desire. Though we are inclined to temper our indulgent impulses, it is sometimes healthy to seek an outlet for them. You might take the next opportunity to yield to your passions. It could be just what you need. However, the devil also warns you not to lose yourself in your passions, or they will become your vices. And I want to read the reverse, too. Your penchant for self-restraint and discipline has become stifling. Okay. That's what I wanted to get to. Though you are dutiful and responsible, you have denied yourself joy and satisfaction in your day-to-day living. When good behavior is its own reward, it might be difficult to find motivation. It might also be that your pursuit of pleasure has taken a turn for the worse, and what began as a momentary release has developed into a bad habit. All right, so just something to remember, that last line. But what I wanted to get to was the fact that, like, you might be... like, there's restraint, the self-discipline. You might really pride yourself on your self-discipline, how disciplined you are, how dedicated you are to certain things. Like, you might, like, on the surface level, be really on your game, really on the ball with, like, fitness, diet, health, exercise, job, career, money, and, like, your, like, platonic relationships, or like, maybe you have lots of little crushes all over your dating apps, Tinder, Hinge, or whatever, and you feel like... I'm like thinking of a spreadsheet. You might feel like you got it all under control, but when something comes along that, like, you really do love, and you try to go about it with this very, like, not dad archetype, but kind of like a really, like, regimented, structured way. I want things to go exactly the way that I have planned. And when they absolutely do not, because that's not how love works, it's not how sexuality works, it's all chemicals and hormones and timing and structure, you know, that, like, you can't see. There's little weaves of thread everywhere for fate, that it's hard to tune into sometimes, or know which string to pluck. I do think you need to work on your intuition. Honestly, I will be very honest with you about that. So I do want to pull more cards. I want to get more specific is what I want to get, but we'll see what comes out. All right, 8 of Wands in reverse. There's just so much difficulty. Death in reverse. Cool. And the Hanged Man in reverse. Lots of major arcana here, guys. Yeah, I just feel like, you know, when you're, oh, and the Star on the bottom. So like good things are coming, opportunities for growth and healing. But like, I just feel like so stuck. Like there's just this like stuck feeling of the way you've lived your life has worked for you thus far. And now that it's not, you might be rethinking all sorts of things, maybe like job or career or finance or even where you live or this body that you call home. You might be thinking about it in a really skewed perspective, light, you know? And this death in reverse is really calling you to release the things that have already died. Like it's death in reverse. It's making me think of like the dry straw parts of plants, you know, once they die in autumn and it's like all dry throughout the winter. It's the part of the things, it's the part of the garden that you pull out, you know? 1 second. I feel like a lot of jealousy is coming through with this green card. Like, I just really feel like you're at this point of like, everyone else can do it. Why can't I? What's wrong with me? I'm so powerful with my emotions. I'm so good at communication. I'm so honest. But there's like, I feel like I do want to like look at your shadow. I'm going to use a different deck because I feel called to it. What's on the top here? 3 of Wands. It's a very difficult energy. And I'm sure if this has been resonating with you, you can relate and like nod along like, yeah, it has been. But like, I don't know if you know that you're being difficult. So sorry. Like peace and love with love and light. Like you're doing this to yourself. We got the Hermit. Like I'm like mad at you. Are you mad at yourself? Are you mad at other people? Are you angry? If you're angry, you have to let it out. Especially if you've been raised really feminine, expressing anger is not always socially acceptable, or available to you, in certain ways at least. I think you need to find out how to express your anger because like when things don't go your way, you cannot lose your shit. You cannot break down. You can't be having panic attacks in the middle of the night. Like you deserve a good life. Like you deserve to be on top, the queen with a crown and a cool ass snake, you know, like, everyone deserves a good life. And like the choices you've made and the journey you're on are unique to you and individual. And like, there's no one right path. You might be trying to find that one red string of life, that one string of fate to follow for your whole life, but like your life is made up of thousands of different strings and fabrics, to continue the metaphor, weaving together a tapestry of your life in a way that fits in with the rest of the universe. Like I think there's this lack of trust, there's this distrust in the universe. Maybe you're used to getting like knocked on your ass and you're like, well, if I control every single thing about my life, then nothing will ever go wrong. And as we all know, that is simply not true. The tower is going to come for you. You know, you can build your whole thing. I feel like this tower and perhaps this 9 of coins are maybe the same thing where like maybe you have built something or a relationship that is simply like maybe not what you think or like not what you thought it was. I'm going to clear these and I just want some clarity. Like I feel like there's just like this veil over you. I'll turn these cards around as well because I am done with them. I'll put some selenite on them. There we go. I do still like these though. Unless you don't. No, I do like them. I want some clarity and more about like how to release it, like more clarity, more specifically like what needs to be released. Because okay, the Star in reverse. King of Swords. We didn't shuffle these very well. Let me try again. I don't want you saying I'm a fucking fraud. All right. There's just this Power and Control by Marina and the Diamonds. Ooh, thinking about Lana Del Rey. All right, the High Priestess. I just really feel like your perspective is shifted, is skewed. Like, I really do think you need a professional or to talk to a friend who's going to give it to you straight. You know, like, am I the drama? Am I the problem? Perhaps you are. I am someone who struggles with BPD, like a full-on personality disorder. I've been the Queen of Cups in reverse, being like, well, why the fuck don't you like me? You know, and being like really butthurt about it. But it's like, it's just simply not in my control, and it's like nothing wrong with whoever doesn't like me. It's just some people just don't click, and you have to accept it and cry about it and be dramatic and then move on. You know, you can't let it just consume you, like whatever past relationships, like these like chains or like these prison bars around you that are like digging into your skin. Like, I feel like your heart chakra and your solar plexus really needs some work. I feel like you put on this facade of stature, of queenness or queendom, of royalty, like I got everything under control, but the truth is you have no idea where you're going. You have no idea when the North Star is going to appear, and like that's okay. Not a lot of people do. Nobody does. I lose sight of things all the time. I think you need to accept this part of yourself, and it's so difficult to say, but once I said it, did it ring true? Did it feel true? Did you feel relief? I did, a little bit. Just like, are you non-binary? Are you someone who experiences same-sex attraction? Are you trying to adhere to heteronormativity in order to prove your worth? You're not alone, you know? Me too, sometimes. But, like, that's not true life. Like, I feel like your ego is getting in the way. Whoever you have worked to become is good, but who you are inherently is even better. There we go. The Magician in reverse. You can make anything you want happen. And maybe you're used to that. If you just get your hands in deep enough, if you just fuss with it enough, it'll be perfect. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. Yeah, Five of Wands. Okay, we're gonna have some, maybe a breakdown or two. Hopefully you do have a support system or a journal or a therapist you can confide in safely. This feeling of loneliness. I think you need to be here. I think you need to admit that you're vulnerable. I'm vulnerable too. Everybody is. I've had my heart broken a million times. I've been in the wrong so many times. We all are. We're doing life. Okay. I feel like, okay. Okay. Nine of Wands. Yeah, like, all these things you've worked to become, are they worth it? Are they worth the work it takes to keep up? Like, you may have really constructed a gender identity around the role models in your life, like an almost kind of role play. Even like, I feel like a lot of people's like heteronormative gender expressions could be creatively expressed through role play or playing pretend. Like, literally just like, are you playing house? Like, and do you like it? Or does it make you feel weird? You know, like, it's a, I think it was a tweet by Welcome to Night Vale where it says like, oh, that feeling was slimy and gross. Put your hand on it again. So like, when you come up against that like darkness inside, or just this fragility, even like, put your hand on it again. It might be your inner child, it might be your past self, it might be honestly trauma and grief that needs to come out. Like, you have such thick skin, such strong armor, and I'm not saying you're not strong. I'm not saying you can't take a hit. I think you're very courageous, very brave, and very like well-made, self-made. Like, I just feel like you've created this persona for yourself, which is fine. We all need masks to go into the world. We all need our earth armor to do our job sometimes. But if you're hiding behind it and you are this all the time, like, you need to address that. And thank you so much for continuing this reading and listening, because I know these are heavy messages. There is a lot that needs to be undone. And even though we pulled the Hermit, like, yes, lots of this work does need to come undone alone. Like, we do need like those like midnight breakdowns sometimes, and not in that to hurt ourselves, but just to admit that we're in pain and to cry and to physically release those emotions. I'm going to clear these out, and I want to ask for some advice from spirit, from the universe. I want to ask for like, yeah, some advice, some affirmations. You know, you can really only take heavy messages so far before you're like, I gotta stop listening to this, you know? So let's get some affirmations before we can even start looking forward into what you want to plant after you've released all the garbage that has been building up for however long. Like, we have to get to that point first. The Wheel of Fate. Okay, really putting your trust in time and timing and fate and fortune. Look up like Fortuna, the Roman goddess of fate. Like, look up fate deities and like see what resonates, like see what relates to you in your life, because like if you're someone that struggles with control, I know this is probably like a very difficult concept to internalize, and that sometimes luck is on your side, sometimes fate is on your side, and sometimes it isn't, and that's just like the wheel of life. And no matter how prepared you are, how strong you've built yourself to be, like the wheel's just going to keep turning. And if it's not the right time, it's not. And when it is the right time, it sure as hell is. To have it upright means you are in a lucky spiral right now, or a lucky cycle. Yeah, paying attention to seasons and cycles and how long things take. There might be a lot of impatience. We've got the Emperor in reverse. I really do feel like you need to address, like, this is in your shadow, this desire to be the end-all be-all highest authority, not only in your own life, but maybe in the world, or at least the world around you. Like, you want to be on top. You want to be the one directing the conversation among your friends. You want to be the one that is doing the project that like gets everyone to hang out, that like you, and that it's not a bad thing. Like, everything is a strength in one context and can also be a weakness in another. And like, I feel like your shadow is just like begging you to look at it. Just like, turn around and look at me. You know, like maybe you were neglected or ignored a lot growing up, and maybe this part of you was like chastised, or you were chided against using this particular strength of yours. You don't have to beat yourself down for it, you know, but you do have to learn to let go. Like, the Emperor like does have to rest sometimes and like let down his scepter, and what you might be trying to hold on to is not as worthwhile as it seems. Like, it might be fake gold. It might be fool's gold. All right, 6 of Coins calls you to be generous, not only with yourself, but with others. If you are someone who is lucky in life with your finances, maybe give back to the community a little bit in whatever way suits you. Tower in reverse again. This is also a sign, a symbol of disaster averted. Maybe this this red rose devotion, I like that it did come up upside down, like, is not what you thought it was. Like it never would have worked out with that person, or like that person might have been really bad for you, and maybe you were only seeing the good parts of that relationship, or like it's just not the right time in your life, and you might realize later that you completely dodged a bullet. And so like, kudos for that. The 4 of Wands, a celebration with friends. I think you need to surround yourself with people who know you and who trust you and who you trust. I feel like there is just this complete lack of trust in the universe. These might also be spirit guides. If you are protected, I'm hearing the word angelic, blue lace agate. Yes. Yeah, I feel like there's this like little girl inside of you, no matter what gender you identify with now or at any point in your life, that there's this little girl inside of you that has all that daydreams, has all of these fantasies and wants to be a princess and wants to be taken care of. Maybe you haven't been taken care of by masculine authorities in your life, and so you try to fill that role for yourself. So maybe, I mean, I think what I said earlier might resonate with some people, but it might also be that you've been trying to hold on to this role in your life and you actually really want someone else to fill it for you. And so when you are looking for love and romance and partnership, be honest with yourself about what you want. Like, do you want someone that you can control and manipulate and get them to do exactly what you want when you want it? Maybe someone who you spend money on. Maybe you're a sugar parent. um, like, and if you vibe with that, hell yeah, embrace it. But if you also, and you can always be both, you can always have more than one energy. If you want to give up the goat, like if you want someone else to take care of you, admit that. Say that. Because if you're, I feel like I'm saying the wrong thing. Okay, I'm gonna keep pulling. Hanged Man in reverse. Yeah, when it's time to get up and go, it is time to get up and go. So like you'll know when it's time to no longer be alone. And that can come through as simple as like posting a TikTok of yourself, like journaling, like your actual real thoughts, and more people are going to like them than you think. Page of Chalices, you are not as alone as you think. In reverse, this is before she gets her legs, but she does have her little friend here. So pay attention to the companionship that you do have in your life, because platonic love is so significant and so important and is the basis of all romantic relationships. The Nine of Chalices, the beautiful dying swan, Swan Lake, ballet, Barbie movies. Just really beautiful and really graceful. I feel like you'll be able to come to this place of grieving, of acceptance, of recognizing your beauty and the beauty of time itself. Five of Chalices, some emotional upheaval, perhaps some judgment from your friends or the people around you. It might be people like, the thing is, you're letting go, right? Like they're still in the water and you're on land. And they're like yelling at you, but like you do not have to listen to them. Like they might be mad at you because you're leaving a bad situation. If other people in your life are mad at you for moving forward and doing what's best for you, you don't really want them in your life. And that's kind of like what this tower avoided is like you got your legs, you avoided this like huge tidal wave tsunami storm, and they might be mad that like they couldn't do that for themselves, and or like they grew up in a generation where they didn't have the resources you have now, but that's no excuse to be mad at you for utilizing them, right? Like time moves forward. And oh my god, on the back of the deck we have Queen of Swords in reverse. So I am so happy with this card. And I know reverse sometimes seems scary, but this queen is going to be rethinking how she shapes the world around her, how she chooses to manipulate the resources within her control. You might realize that things aren't as serious as they seem. You might be able to take yourself a lot less seriously, and therefore more seriously in the fact that you can now admit that you deserve joy and love and laughter and playfulness and silliness. I feel like this queen is really about to just like break out into giggles and smile and laughter because like someone made her laugh. Like if you've been trying to be very serious, I have very important things to say, and I know that you do, and you do have people who listen to you, but like not everything has to be so serious, you know? Oh, and she's holding the red and white flowers and it's upside down, so she's like maybe literally letting them go from these red and white things. So that is all I have for tarot. I am going to pull some Pokemon cards. These are all my sleeved cards, so all my rares, all my rare ones. And some are rare but not hollow, but most of them are hollow or full art. And this is, I mean, I forgot to say it in the intro, but so we can look at it as like a little treat for us who have stayed through to the very end of the reading. I'm very proud of you, and I want you to let go of all the heaviness that is over you. All right, let's see. We've got an Alcremie with her Cafe Master. The sleeves are a bit like frosted, but she's got some shine. She is shiny, not shiny, but hollow. Let me take her out of the sleeve a little. Don't worry, she's fine. There we go. Ooh, yeah, we missed all that rainbow in there. Look at that. Yeah, you're supposed to traditionally have your rare cards in a sleeve so that they don't get like battered and bruised and everything, and you don't want them to pringle. But look what you're missing if you don't take it out sometimes, you know? Like, I bet you have all this like Prismacolor inside of you that you've been really regimented on keeping clean. It's okay to get dirty sometimes, you know? Especially in spring. So we've got an Alcremie. She's a fairy type. We have another fairy type, Clefable, a very powerful, like, bit of a tank, huge HP and like defense stats, at least in my experience. And she is not hollow, but she is beautiful. She's got Moonlit Miracle. Flip 3 coins. Choose a number of your Pokemon and play up to the number of heads. For each of those Pokemon, search your deck for a card that evolves from that Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it, then shuffle your deck. All right, so you could be flipping coins and get tails all day long, and then you can't do any of that, and that's just how it goes, you know what I mean? Like, you might be wanting to put your Pokemon somewhere, and you just keep flipping tails. See what I mean? That wasn't on purpose. Can you believe that? I just got chills. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay for people to tell you no. You need to be able to hear the word no if you're not already able. Okay. Ooh, we got this guy. Grass type, Zarude, V. Some nasty energy coming off of him. He's got Leap to Leap and Jungle Rage. So maybe you want to go ape shit. Maybe rent a rage room. You got some powerful guys. And an Umbreon. Look at how gorgeous the trainer art is. I'm going to take her out too. How absolutely beautiful. This is you too. These are all the Pokemon on your team. You have such a badass lineup. All right. I think that is it for me. I feel like this would be your little companion Pokemon. Got him as an Eevee. Gave him a Dusk Stone. Evolved him at night with High Friendship. You got your Umbreon. All right, so thank you so much for watching this reading. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment if anything resonated with you, so I know I'm not batshit crazy. And you can also comment if there's like something else you'd like to see from me, maybe a different kind of reading. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Hi there, pile 3. If you chose this Sobble coin and the Fairy Tarot, this reading is for you. However, we are going to start with some Oracle cards for an energy check-in. I do have to go in 15 minutes, but I'm like wired, so let's get into it and then I'll come back later. All right, we've got Detachment, Sacred Lotus. This is, ooh, I love a lotus. I feel like this is very you, like you are this lotus. Number 14, physical attraction. So I think we have either a lovely new or already established physical connection with someone, and I want to just like congratulate you on that and let you know that you're allowed to be happy. Body positive. Yes, maybe this particular connection is helping you with your own self-confidence. We love to see it. Eros and Thanatos. This came up in my shadow reading. So if you, it's yeah, it's a tarot reading I did before this. But if you feel called to it, go ahead and click on it. We got some lovely Eve Lilith imagery. Whenever there's a hot lady with a snake around her, I'm like, Garden of Eden. I like that. Ooh, some like dark masculine energy coming through. I love this for you. I love this energy and I love this for you. And erotic bliss. That is what we are working towards, I believe, and what you deserve. I mean, Beltane, May Day is coming up, the lusty month of May, where we all go a-maying in the woods. Be safe. Use protection, okay. Number 18, tree, let them go. And I believe this is a witch card. So I'm actually, in pile 2, these cards didn't really like resonate with me. I feel like this is like something that's just sort of like hanging on by a thread that you could like blow off really easily. So we're gonna, goodbye. You are the weakest link, goodbye. Okay. I love this so much. I love this so much. Just, yeah, lots of goodies. Here, let me, I think, actually read from the booklet on some of these so we can know for sure. Hold on. Okay, we've got 30. This book comes in different languages. We love to see it. All right, 30 is actually the last card. So this might actually be a release because we're looking for what we want to release, like a release of death, a release of distrust, a release of shame and guilt. Like I feel like you've just made, like you're enjoying the connection, maybe, you have in your life. And I think other people are really enjoying you too. And I think they do feel lucky to be in your Lotus energy. And Lotus is very like sensual, very erotic in its symbolism and imagery, I believe, at least. I don't know a ton of folklore around Lotus besides like the Lotus Eaters in Greek mythology, and they're all about forgetting your troubles and feeling good, which I mean, as the myth goes, you don't want to stay there forever, but people might feel like they're on the island of Lotus Eaters when they come visit you, which is intoxicating to them. All right, we have got Eros and Thanatos, love and death. Seeing love, the love story. Must all good things come to an end? Must we always dance this dance? Thanatos' death is ultimately victorious. He claims Eros, the love of this world. Everything ultimately belongs to the angel of death. But when the love of this world is slain, is there an even greater force that remains? Beyond the mind, beyond the body, beyond all the love stories and the sounds, the spirit remains forever, and our true love is found. These forces are not in opposition. They are one, we are one. Nothing can be created or destroyed. It just like changes. So when one love dies, it is reborn into another. Death, rebirth, phoenix cycle, rise from the ashes like a sequoia. It's spring. Spring is also a season of death. I'll be a little dark here. So if you don't like that, you can skip forward like 30 seconds. But if you are in a place where there is spring, you might see like lots of dead birds. I'll be honest, lots of dead baby birds or broken shells or things that were not maybe ready to be alive yet. And that is very, very sad. And I feel like I didn't say it correctly, but that is what I said. And if you could say it better, go ahead and leave a comment. I don't mind. All right. Darkness assuaged for now. Do I want to look at the other things? 27, body positive. No, I'm not reading all that. I'm just gonna let you know that it's good. All right, I gotta clear these. So we can get into your lovely, lovely tarot. Did you hear my shoulder crack? Okay. Okay, so we are going to get into your tarot. I want to look at what? Alright, not the best. You want to look at what you need to release this spring in order to make room for some really beautiful energies to come your way. Let's see. All right, we've got, I want to take reverse, yeah, Prince of Winter in reverse, Ace of Winter. Okay, already lots of like miscommunication or words being used against you. The Ten of Spring or Wands in reverse. Oh, I think someone's playing music outside. I hope you can hear it. I love that. Ten of Spring. Ask for help from others. All work and no play. Being weighed down by too many responsibilities. All right, so thinking you have to do everything all on your own. Get rid of that idea. We've got Seven of Spring. Be assertive. Don't back down from what you believe. Courageously stand up for yourself. So, okay. So, like, make the move, make the change. I feel like you're already well on your way to releasing a lot of this, like a lot of these like unhealthy coping mechanisms or like thought patterns. All right, the World in reverse. So the end of a cycle, the end of an internal cycle. So I would take that as confirmation that yes, you are like doing the work and these things are already on their way out, and this might just be a way for you to identify exactly what those are, or to like get like confirmation that they're on their way out. All right, we've got 10 of Winter in reverse, or 10 of Swords underneath the Prince. The High Priestess upright. Trust your intuition. I feel like when you have ideas or thoughts that are like being mean to yourself, checking in with your highest self about like, all right, is this thought actually useful for me, or is it only trying to tear me down? And I feel like you're actually getting pretty good at recognizing your internal voices and like figuring out which each voice is, you know, like, or like where it's coming from, of like, oh, am I just saying this to like make myself feel bad, or is this like something I actually need to do, you know? Why is everything so low on the screen? 1 second. All right. Two of Summer or Two of Cups. Falling in love or making a serious commitment to someone. Forgiveness and the resolution of a problem. Don't give up. Your relationship can be healed. Okay, so, okay, maybe you do have a romantic partner that you can rely on, and this might be what is referencing like being able to ask for help. I also feel like if there is a like facade or practice that you've been trying to put on, I think it might be time to set that down and to let that go, like let down that barrier and recognize like the really good thing you have in front of you. Two of Summer or Two of Cups is traditionally about a romantic relationship between two people. This could also be two parts of yourself. It could be you and like a passion or project or career or something that really makes you fulfilled, if a relationship right now doesn't really resonate with you. And we have Eight of Summer. Okay, underneath Seven of Spring, I love that. This is Eight of Cups, which is all about leaving shit behind that you don't need and was never really what you thought it was in the first place anyway. And so this is all about like taking the leap, like letting the arrow fly, like take the shot, goofy. So sorry. So sorry to say that. Okay, and under the World, we have the Lovers. Okay, so if you really feel like this like lovey romantic energy is not vibing with you, this probably isn't your pile, because we have so much coming through about love and romance and how you view yourself. Yeah, I think maybe you're like holding on to this, like really like holding on to a lot of tension when it comes to love and romance and having walls up, and being like very anxious and afraid and very wary of love and romance. But I feel like these like anxieties and fears. Oh, my selenite wand almost crashed into the mic. Okay. But I really do feel like this is simply anxiety, which is not always a useful emotion to be carrying around all the time. And I feel like the fears you have about shit going south the way it's gone south before, if you know that this person does have your back, and yeah, it does have your back. Like it's okay to accept that. Like it's okay for you to accept like the romance that you think you deserve. We have the wheel. Okay, the wheel actually came out in pile two as well, all about luck and chance and fortune and like seizing the moment and the opportunity as it comes up to you and being able to tune into the wheel of fate and like pluck those strings that you want to pluck along the line about like how you want things to go for you, if that makes sense. Okay. I want to actually clear the rest of these because so much of this is already on its way out. I hope this is mostly just like bolstering for you. And once we release, I'll put the wheel back in. Once we release, come on, man, work with me here. All right, let's just do like one of these shuffles. I hope you don't mind. Sometimes you gotta get your hands dirty and get in the mud and realize that you don't actually know how to do anything. Sorry. So that was such like a Linda Belcher laugh. So I hope you vibe with that. The Fairy Tarot is a very interesting choice. I say as I vamp, because it is very much about... Hopefully any of this audio is usable. Come on. All right. Why are we being so difficult today, huh? I can usually shuffle you no problem. All right. Okay, what I was trying to say is the Fairy Tarot, and I think you just got some of the mischievous fae energy I was trying to communicate, and it just showed you by actions kind of what its whole deal is. King of Winter, knowledgeable, experienced, fair-minded, unemotional. I am allowed to want things, Winter King. It is spring, so he is on his way out, although to have him upright, if there are good things about this sort of like really masculine, structured, icy sort of thing where it's like the logic and the structure is helpful for you, and the word parallel is in mind. I'm thinking like parallel structures. You can go ahead and keep that through spring. Let's see. Princess of Autumn in reverse. Studious, responsible, cheerful, mischievous. Happy news about your career, promotions, or scholarships. Well thought out plans that go perfectly, needing a little push to get going. Balance or temperance. Renewal. 20 renewal, that was judgment in traditional tarot. I've got a little rabbit here in the corner. I'm seeing rabbits all over. So you're just like moving right along. You're moving right along. You're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. And I think the biggest thing is you getting in your own way. We've got 4 of Spring, 4 of Wands in reverse, which is a big time of celebration, if I'm not mistaken. Be grateful, you have much to celebrate. Cool. Deep feelings of peace and happiness, a contented personal life. Like, I feel like you've been building this life for yourself. And like, you're seeing the fruits of your labors. Ace of Spring. Okay, Ace and 4. It's time to take action. Be fearless and happily pursue your most treasured dreams. Amazing career opportunities. So things are coming. If you do feel a little stagnant right now, just know it's like the pause before the rain, like the calm before the storm. And these emotions are going to be released and the wheels are going to start turning. Like, like, I don't want to say that, but in my head is like train wheels moving. Like, I don't want to say like the sound of it because it sounds like such like a baby thing to say, like chugga chugga choo choo. Ew, I'm so sorry for saying that loud, but it was in my head and I had to. All right, the wheel in reverse. Okay, yeah, sometimes you just have to say gross things. The moon in reverse. A little bit of illusion, maybe a little bit of delusions of grandeur. Remember, you do have to start small. And the star in reverse, finding that light within yourself. Let's get... Can I get more specific with this? I wanted to see what we're letting in, but I feel like this is like, the spread is like, once all the nasty shit has been uprooted, like the dirt has been cleared. All right, we've got 2 of Summer, 2 of Cups again. Falling in love or making a serious commitment to someone. Forgiveness and the resolution of a problem. Don't give up. Your relationship can be healed. Seven of Winter in reverse. I feel like starting at the ground level, or like doing the groundwork, the foundations of your universe and how you view romantic relationships is like where you need to pause and take a deep breath and check in with yourself and perhaps a therapist. Always promoting professional help. And awakening, or the Hanged Man in reverse. Change the way you're looking at the situation. Embrace your uniqueness, a temporary pause in the action. Okay, you might be very impatient to get to the part where you can start planting new seeds / seeing them sprout and seeing like what is growing, like all the work you've been doing planting seeds, like what's actually going to take, like what's going to stick and what's going to do well in the soil that you have and the environment and resources that you're working with, because we can really only use what we're given, right? Use what we have. So this is really more beckoning a time of pause and to just like exhale, you know? Okay. One more with the Fairy Tarot. This is moving very quickly. It's moving a lot faster than the other two piles, which makes me think that you are really ready for release and change to start happening for you. And I really do try to shuffle these well. That's why I try to do that big goldfish pile shuffle, the baby shuffling. So that, like, I don't know, so you don't think I'm like faking it and just pulling the same cards, because when the same cards do come out, even in like different positions, it feels a bit like a confirmation of like, this is the message that's getting across, or like if we ask a different question, the same card comes out, it can show you how that energy is going to be moving. So I want to see what pile threes, like what is going to grow. I want to know too. Prince of Autumn, this is you. So you are this Knight of Pentacles. Dependable, protective, chivalrous, humorous, cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, kindness to others. So if you've been struggling with making money or saving money, you are going to be seeing the sprout of like being more stable, being more financially secure, being very confident in your abilities, being confident in where you are in your career right now. And like not only being confident, but being confident enough to not be automatically wishing for more, like being able to be proud of yourself. You know, knights and princes like are very, you know, self-assured because they're a knight or a prince. They got armor and a sword and like a steed. Like be grateful for what you have, you know. We've got 10 of Winter in reverse. So not necessarily a sprout, but another confirmation that you're releasing a lot of really unhealthy behaviors and thought processes. So congrats to that, pile three. I'm really proud of you, and I really feel like you're a very mature, calm, and contented pile, at least in this moment of your life. We have balance, temperance again in reverse. Take everyone's input into consideration. Merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time. There's no need to rush, okay? So princes / knights do have a bit of impatience, even the earth element of autumn or pentacles, because it's all about forward motion. But this balance in reverse with the take your time, like you can't rush growth. Like you can like talk to your plants and water them all day, but like they're gonna grow at their own pace, right? Okay. And King of Spring, innovative, inspiring, wise, theatrical. This might be you. This might be a romantic partner that we saw a bit earlier. Someone very reliable, someone passionate, someone fun, someone sexy. It looks like, I feel like with these little buildings here that like you're at a Ren fair. I feel like this might be outfit inspo for your Ren fair this summer. I don't know. A financial windfall. We love to see it. Your leadership skills are needed now. An unexpected supporter of your cause. So when help comes a call in, accept it, you know? Like I think what we were seeing before is like your fear and distrust of people taking advantage of you. But I think you've done enough work by now to know that the people that you do trust in your life are in fact trustworthy and do support you and do love you and have your best intentions in mind. And hopefully you are able to communicate with them through any sort of like misjudgments or like disagreements, but I do feel like this is someone else that is supporting you. Masculine authority, element of fire, so that's Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. We just had Aries season with a very protective side of Aries or Mars, the Greek god of war, the very protective paternal side coming through. At least I personally felt this season. And Queen of Summer, maybe this is you as well, really on top of your emotions. This is Queen of Cups. Loving, comforting, emotional, intuitive. Listen to your heart, intuitive insights you can trust, taking care of others, perhaps too much. So, I mean, this King of Spring is going to take whatever you give him, right? um, like, without trying to take advantage of you, if you are giving too much of yourself, your kindness and your love is so enjoyable, like, no one in their right mind would refuse it. So, it is up to you to sort of temperance, to temper what you're giving away, to temper your energy and your outlets for your energy. Like, where is your creativity going? Where is your love going? And make sure you're saving enough for yourself. Make sure you can fill your own cup. First, we have Nine of Autumn, another confirmation that you are doing okay in your career and money is on its way. This wasn't supposed to be a financial reading, but I mean, who isn't stressed about money, you know? Reward yourself for all your hard work, being happily and successfully self-employed, cherishing your time alone. The Emperor underneath the Ten of Winter. Yeah, okay, so maybe, and this is going to be a little specific, but maybe you are used to being mistreated by men or male authority in your life. I mean, we all are affected by the patriarchy, right, in different ways. But we don't hate masculinity. Like, we like boys. You like boys. Nuh-uh. That was a TikTok I recently saw. It's very cute and very funny. But like, we do like boys. We do like the men. We like the masculinity, right? Like, even if per se you're not attracted to it, although I think you are, in this, even if you're not attracted to masculinity, like, we can appreciate masculinity in our lives and in nature for like what it is and what it gives to the earth. Maybe looking up like really old pagan folklore about the green man and the goddess might be fun for you. Little Persephone Hades, not too much, just a little, just a touch. Nine of Winter, so Nine of Swords in reverse, very similar to the 10 of Winter in reverse here, like a release of anxiety and worry and fear. And what I was trying to say with, like, if you are someone who has, you know, been through some shit when it comes to gross men, you're not alone. I'm right there with you. But when you do have a trustworthy male figure in your life, or masculine figure, gender or gender identity doesn't really factor into it. It's all about energies and how you feel. Use logic and structure to increase your success. Get organized, a firm but compassionate leader. Like, if you have this guy in your life that is definitely like willing to take care of you and does see you as a queen or a prince, like a really badass partner, a human being, it's okay to rely on them. It's okay to like lean a little bit. I mean, obviously, like, communicate and respect boundaries and everything, but like, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to see what's growing, it's this like love and appreciation for the masculinity in your life as part of your support system, as part of like your foundational structure. It might even just be within yourself, just like your own father figure that you've grown into for yourself, maybe a bit of reparenting. I'm seeing some spicy things that, like, maybe I'll start making extended videos that you can get on a different site so I can talk a little bit more about it, because I'm always trying not to get banned, but let's get moving. And Six of Winter in reverse. So we have 6, 9, and 10 of Winter, or swords, all in reverse, which again, I believe is really just this relaxation and this release of childhood fears. We've got positive changes are on their way. A welcome relief from troubled times, traveling or relocating. So, like I said, reparenting. Yeah, I don't think I can say much about that without like getting flagged. And Eight of Winter. Look at how many swords cards, how many winter cards came out in reverse, just to remind you that like you're doing the work and you are releasing the things that aren't very healthy for you, and you are making way for good things in your life. And I feel like I'm talking in circles, but hopefully you appreciate the brilliant, loyal, talented, friendly, Queen of Spring. Confirmations, Princess of Winter. Look at all these court cards. And the High Priestess, once again, welcome back. Really positive, really spiritual. You might be very pagan right now. And the Ace of Autumn. Okay, yeah, another thing about growing up. And exploring the earth with your body and sexuality with a trusted partner, I think is what I want to say without getting too specific. And Six of Autumn. The good you do comes back to you, an unexpected inflow of money, borrowing wisely, or repaying a debt. Okay. Is there anything we like? Okay, I was just going to ask, is there anything we need to do in order to make room? And it's giving us back the Seven of Spring, which is make the change, like pull the trigger on the thing that you know needs to be pulled. It might be the job you have or how you go about making money with your career, or like how, like if do you know what I mean? If you're coming up against an obstacle and you know you are, and you know that you do need to make a change, like, yes, you might have to buckle up and get shit done in that respect in order to make room for all these like really beautiful, like, I feel like this Princess of Winter might be a friend, if not just an aspect of yourself. Queen of Spring might be you. The High Priestess might also be you, but like you do have like multiple supporting energies around you. All right, and I think that's it for your tarot. And so for the very end, I have all my sleeved Pokemon cards. Look how satisfying that is to shuffle. I have some stickers on the back of the sleeves when I was organizing them into the minor arcana for tarot. Because I like sorting things into different colored buckets. And we just have some of my cool holo rare Pokemon to just like look at your energy, some affirmations, and who doesn't like Pokemon cards? Am I right? Glaceon V! Ooh, she's so shiny. I love this. Yeah, I feel like you're able to take like the love and lessons you learned from winter. Maybe you do have seasonal affective disorder, or maybe you love winter, but you're able to take this like calm, cool, collected energy into the very hot, fiery depths of spring and summer, and keep yourself stable, or keep yourself sane that way. And this is a very powerful lady. I love the evolutions. And okay, we have Samurott. He came out in one of the other piles, I think pile 1, but he is a water type and he is an evolved form. I also have more behind him. We have 3 Samurott cards. Maybe over the Princess of Winter, this might be like 3 spirit guides or something like that, but I won't get too into it. We have Oranguru in his trainer art card, a normal type, but he's also a psychic type. And he sits up in trees telling all the other animals what to do, but no one listens to him. So I feel like if this is sort of like your anxiety or the voices in your head that are mean to you, you can kind of like treat them like this trainer where you're just like, okay, man, yeah, sure, go ahead. You can say whatever the fuck you want. I'm going to do what I want to do, which is hang out in this hammock, enjoy the sun. And then we do have a Hollow Infernape. Get a little bit of the shine. I think this is you, and this is a starter evolution. This might have been your companion if you chose whatever that monkey's name is. Chimchar? Okay. Oh, well, let's do one more. And a Porygon. This is a reverse hollow. He's not a rare, but I like him a lot, so I put him in a sleeve. All right. Queen of Wands, Saltaria. Okay. So, thank you so much. This is not a bad team, by the way. Maybe a little unbalanced, but not bad at all. Thank you so much for watching my reading. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below or give a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my content, you can subscribe to my channel or follow the links down in the description to the rest of my social media shit. If anything resonated with you, please let me know so I know I'm not just batshit crazy. And I'll see you next time.